Hey guys, how many of you have wanted to run your carburetors in the wintertime? I mean, some of you can run them all year round. You get there's beautiful weather in the pluses wherever you're living. That's fantastic. But for guys like myself, winter is on its way, and running a carburetor can be a bit of a concern if it's not tuned right. So on the lunch truck here, we've got a situation where cold start, just even on a nice day, is painful. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can work through adjusting the fast idle setting and the choke, and maybe change the squirter so I can avoid having to pump the guts out of it to get it fired up in the morning. Let's go. So this is a brawler. I want to say it's a 650, I believe. And we got a 650 because we may not keep a 318 in this thing. We may end up putting a 360 in it. And either way, it's going to be enough carburetor to feed what we need to feed without going ostentatiously too large. Now, on this carburetor, we've got the choke setting and the fast idle cam setting, and from there we're going to see if we can set those up so we just have to give it one pump of gas and it fires up. One pump, maybe two. I don't mind two pumps. I was running my Ram Charger in the winter, and I believe it was two full pumps to the floor, and it would fire up and run on its idle circuit. First things first, we have to adjust the choke to go on to stay on a little bit longer. Right now it's a little loose, and let's start there. Now you just have to loosen these screws a little bit, give her a little tap, and then you can watch the rotation after I loosen it up a little bit more. There, see, that's choke open. There's a little line right here on the plastic body to line up with these raised marks on the choke, and we just about halfway point is where you would set it for most areas, but we're gonna go third from the last. So we do need to be a little bit aggressive. And you just gotta snug them. There's a little paper gasket in there, and between the plastic, the paper gasket, and the aluminum body, it won't move. There. Alright, so that's our choke set pretty aggressively. Now, I also second guessed myself, either 5/16 or 1/4 inch. I think 1/4 inch actually. The real fun is I've got to open that up all the way so I can get at that screw. It's right down here. Can't even feel it. Well, there it is. Well, maybe I can adjust it right the way it sits. Alright, just turn that screw counterclockwise. And I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for, to be honest. I'm hoping to see the throttle blades move a little bit, and when I do, that means I've got contact on the choke cam. Right now I'm opening up the choke, so I want to back it up a little bit. Alright, I'm not sure if this is going to work, and I can't really bring it in because it's right down there and I got to be there to work. So essentially I'm going to give it a couple pumps, 2 pumps, and fire it up, see what happens. We're looking for something else. We don't need it to fire up and die. Fire up and die. We want it to fire up and stay running. Now it already kind of runs a little rich too, by the way, so who knows, I could be fighting a vacuum leak. But we're not going to that stage yet. We're still adjusting. So I'm going to adjust that fast idle cam some more. And you've really only got 1 or 2 shots at this before it warms up. There are videos from Holly that tell you how you can make it happen with 1 adjustment, but they probably don't necessarily apply when you're in colder climates. Because even they say if you're in colder climates, you still have to adjust a little bit more. But the reason why you only get 1 or 2 tries at it first thing in the morning is because that's when your engine is coldest. And I'm adjusting the wrong way because I'm not paying attention. Alright, I'm going to try that. Okay, so right now it's running. My battery went dead on the camera. Anyway, long story short, I don't know where it ended on the footage, so what I did was I adjusted up the fast idle cam bolt, the adjusting screw, until I saw the choke plates open, and then I adjusted it some more, and the throttle blades opened, and I just wanted them to open a little bit. And then I gave it 2 pumps, and here it is actually idling now. And so it should come up on fast idle, and as long as it's not super racy, we'll be pretty happy. So let's let her sit, idle up, and see what happens here. Okay, so we're down here by the exhaust, and we want to be down by the exhaust because this is an easier place for us to hear the idle coming up. And you can hear it, it's coming up, it's actually working properly. We're going to let her sit here for another probably 2 minutes, see how the high idle comes up. So you can hear it, well, you can see more exhaust coming out, that's minor. But you can actually hear the tone is raising RPM. We don't have a tach on this to watch the RPM. Simple basic truck, we wanted to keep it simple basic. But now I'm going to show you the choke is almost open all the way, and we're still on fast idle. Great. Yeah, there's the choke. It's 3/4 open, and it's coming open a little bit more and more as we go. That is a properly operating choke. We're almost there, you can hear it. It's just cresting up a little bit further, nice and smooth. I'm going to estimate about 1200 RPM, maybe 15, probably 12. But you're going to need it for cold weather operation. Alright, we've pretty much come to full high RPM. Might gain another 100 RPM if that, but we've done what we've been looking for. Now we're going to kick the choke off and see it come down to low idle, curb idle as you would. And the curb idle settings are not adjusted. They have nothing to do with the choke setting and the fast idle. Totally separate circuit on the carburetor. Alright, let's do it. Well, that worked out pretty good. One little kick of the throttle, and now she's down to curb idle, which I believe I set it at about 700 RPM, somewhere right around there. And now when we put it in gear, it'll be ready to drive. Pretty sweet. I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the squirter, the discharge nozzle for the accelerator pump, because I think it's a pretty small one in there. Probably a 27 or 25, and a 31 should be good for the 318. So I'm going to get at that, and that's going to wrap things up on this little girl.